Good afternoon, Lions fans, and just everybody in general. Welcome to the On the Hunt podcast. I'm your number one Lions fan. You know, Bobby Bless. I have my guy, Nate Rucker, and my boy, EW. And then I got my guy, Reg Funchess, in the building. How is everybody doing today? That's usually the most important question.
Well, I'm doing very well, my friend Nate. How are you doing?
Man, I'm here. I'm blessed. I'm smiling.
Well, we're certainly glad to hear that. Reggie, how are you doing?
Man, I'm doing great, brother. I'm alive.
Well, hey, you know that's like the first thing on the list. Am I alive? Yes. Okay. Then today's already a success. So we started things off a little different this time around with Bobby taking the lead. So Bobby, thank you for doing that. And
no problem.
We have got quite a contest for you today. Now, last week we gave away some Lions merch. This week we plan to do the same. And what's up for the contest today is actually a Lions checkers board. We'll be showing you a little later on in the show what that looks like. And here's how you are able to potentially win it. Okay, you ready for this? Because there's some steps involved. Step number one, you got to be subscribed to this YouTube channel. Step number two, you have to like this video. Step number three, you got to comment more than everybody else. Okay, and here's why I say that. Because we are going to be doing a drawing, and every comment you leave on this video is one entry into that drawing. Okay, so the more you comment, the more entries you're going to have. So when we pull out that name, it should be yours, the more comments you leave. So again, you got to be subscribed. You got to like our video right now. Go ahead and do it. And start adding in some comments down below, okay? Even if your comments are, I love the Lions, that's 4 entries right there for you. So you're in a war with your fellow Lions fans. Best of luck to you. It's going to be a great contest. And we're going to keep reminding you to comment throughout the video because, again, every single comment is its own entry. Do not miss out, I should say, on this awesome prize. We'll be showing it to you a little later on in the show. But right now, we want to get to our impressions of the game. So we're going to spotlight our resident defensive coordinator, Mr. Nate Rucker. Nate, how did you feel about that victory, my friend?
Oh, words. I told you so. Bobby, go ahead.
Yeah, hey, look, guys, it's just fun. It's fun when we win, you know, everything better. The pop colder, beer colder, I don't know if you partake or whatnot. The blunts roll easier, all that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? It's just a good time when the Lions win. I just feel like as fans, we deserve that win. We deserve a win where that guy, like I always say, putting his knee on the ground in that good old victory formation. We're going to talk about the in particulars of the game probably a little later or the next game or even the next game. But I just want to thank them for that vibe. Vibe is a big word right now. It's just feel good to see our team with more points than the other team. And pretty much, guys, we deserve that. We've been waiting for a winner, and it seems like we got guys that's really on the field fighting for us fans, and that is too cool. Reggie Funchess, what you think, brother? What was your take on that, man?
Honestly, brother, it's just really good and really exciting to watch this team forge an identity. It's particularly focusing on controlling the trenches on both sides of the ball. The coaching staff made sure they had a short-term memory from last week. And I thought some particular things that really kind of hit me. 7 penalties last week for 65 yards, 1 penalty this week.
Yeah, good.
1 sack last week, 5 sacks this week. 5 QB hits last week, 11 hits this week. So them boys are getting after the quarterback. Just like they were last week. They just couldn't quite get to him. And then 216 rushing yards last week, 88 this week. So them boys are showing out on both sides of the ball, and it's starting off in the trenches. What do you think, Elijah?
Well, you know, for me, I'm gonna give it a marketing perspective here, okay? And I'm gonna go left field with this, but follow me. We're going on an adventure. So, when does something become cool? Is it when you realize that something is cool, or is it when somebody else starts talking about the thing that you like? Because what I noticed today on all the major sports talk shows, they're all talking about the Detroit Lions, and they're all talking about the fact that we did what we did with 3 backup offensive linemen. Now, we already knew that Detroit was the team, okay? No doubt about that. But now, us as fans get that outside validation, which feels fantastic. We got ourselves a victory. And oh, by the way, if you woke up this morning and looked at the divisional standings, we're at the top. We're at the top. Now, granted, we have not played any divisional games. I get that. I understand that. But we play one this week, okay? We play one this week. And what I will be curious about is how do the Lions handle it when they're being talked about as a team that could go somewhere? What do you do with that? Do you let that get in your head, or do you stay the course and stay focused? That's what I'll be interested in. But this morning, for me, it was a validating feeling, because even all the way up here in what I affectionately call South Canada, my Lions are the top story. So I love it to pieces. So what we want to do right now is we want to head over to our merch alert, because after a big win, what's better than getting yourself a brand new hat? Mr. Bobby Bless, take it away. Merch alert is on now.
Hey, most of the guys who are my real friends, they know when the Detroit Lions win, Bobby gonna buy him a hat. You know, it might be a $5 hat. It might be $1 million hat. If I had $1 million, I would buy $1 million hat. But anyway, I got this one right here, brother. And it's kind of a special one because it's not the same color as the team. It's kind of off. I kind of got my background blue, so you probably could see it a little better if I zoom it in.
There we go.
It matches that feed back there. I see it.
Yeah, I be trying to do something, Nate, dog. A little something, you know. Little something. But anyway, yeah, guys, this is a special hat because this is the first time I get to show one of my hats on our podcast after a Lions victory. And my main motivation is that damn football team winning the game. And it feels good that if you heard last week, if you did hear it, I hope you subscribe. But anyway, if you heard last week, I didn't want to cheat the process. Because after a while, it's been times in the past years where I just buy a hat anyway because damn, they ain't winning enough. But I love Lions merchandise, and I especially like that that checkerboard we got coming on the way later on today, man. Later on in the podcast, I love merchandise, and as the season go on, we're going to continue to win. I'm going to continue to show you a whole bunch of good stuff. Yeah, all right, yeah. So let me kick it over to my guy Nate Dogg to tell us what's going on in the den this week, brother.
All right, everybody, welcome y'all to the Inside the Den. I had a little finagle for you. I was going to do it a little differently. I said, you know what? We was going to talk about Rodrigo going viral, slinging one of them Kelsey boys. But what we're going to do is we're going to stick with what we've been doing so far. And I'm going to tell you guys, one thing I learned is that one of the easiest things to do as far as getting to Ford Field, the further you are away, the parking is free. So let's say you parking on Woodward, Wayne State area, Wayne State District. What you could actually do is park down there for free. You could jump on the queue line, and since the pandemic, it's been free. You jump on that queue line, you take that queue line directly to the stadium. It's only 2 stops, and you there. So within less than 8 to 10 minutes, you done got out your car, you done got to that queue line, and you at the stadium. You know, and then also found out that nobody likes lines, right?
No, fuck lines.
So I did a little digging, got out a little shovel, found out that, and I was looking at exits and entrances. Which one has the most foot traffic and which has the less? Listen, y'all better pay attention. I'm finna drop y'all the tidbit. Gate number C for cat is to the far end of the building, but guess what? You have less traffic. So if you just want to beat in, you want to get in, get to your seat, you got to hit gate C. You get in quick, less traffic, no bumper to bumper, no shoulder pushing. You in there like swimwear, like we say in the hood. So then also I looked up Slo's Restaurant. It's going to be the restaurant that I'm going to highlight today, and it's for a particular reason though. You know, we hate lines. Slo's Restaurant is known for their barbecue. You know, the ribs, smoked chicken, whatever. Inside of Ford Field, you're getting 3 items. So guess what? Less lines. You get a pulled pork sandwich. It comes with 2 sides, macaroni and cheese and coleslaw. You done. That's all they're selling. So you ain't got to worry about nobody trying to figure out looking at the menu, what they want. Do they want a quarter chicken? Do they want a half a chicken? Do they just
right.
Can I just get a rib with no sauce? No, you get pulled pork, macaroni and cheese, coleslaw. Now, the kicker of it though, this the little tidbit. They still sell libation. So you think you only getting food, guess what? You still can go grab your beer. You still can go grab your drink, and then you can bypass everything else. You go right to the slow spot. So keep in mind, you done park for free. You done roll to the queue line. You done rolled the queue line to the stadium for free. You done got into the stadium quick. And then you find you a place that's not going to be crowded because they're not offering a lot. It's a super simple menu, everything. So you looking at a half an hour, you done got to the stadium, you done checked in, you done got your beer, you done got your food, you in your seat, Lions for the dub.
That's the blueprint. That's the blueprint, man. Fuck that shit. I'm gonna hold you to all that, Nate.
Hey, listen. And all this truthfully is I did some digging, but it was from one of our viewers. A guy hit me up. His name is Frederick Belt. He is the pastor of Mount Charity Baptist Church. He said, man, I watched the Inside the Den, and he dropped all that information to me. So listen, if it's coming from one of the big man fellow peoples.
Yeah.
So Fred Belt, pastor of Mount Charity Baptist Church, we appreciate you, dog. We really appreciate you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
All right. So now we're going to go ahead and pass this on to Reg by the numbers.
And just real quick, before we get to Reggie, I just want to say, does anybody else feel like running through a wall right now? I mean, I'm pumped.
Yeah,
that
Nate.
Awesome. Nate, great job on that, my friend. Great job. Because Nate told me before the show, he said, Elijah, you're going to love this Inside the Den. And I'm like, okay, my expectations are pretty high. That just exceeded them completely. By the way, if any of our viewers, know of more information like that, or know of information for merchandise, let us know, because we are only as good as you. Okay, so feed us that information. We'll get it out to everybody so that everybody is having a great time. By the way, you should probably leave a comment right about now, because you're in a comment war. So leave a comment, like the video, make sure you're subscribed. Otherwise, you will not have a chance to win that checkerboard. And that, my friends, are some numbers that everybody can follow. Reggie, what are some other numbers that we should be paying attention to this week, my friend?
Well, over by the numbers, if we really want to kick it off with our rising star, Nate gonna love this. Our rising star this week is gonna be Malcolm Rodriguez. He continues his hot start to the season. Last week, he was our highest graded defensive performer at 73.4 as far as his PFF grade. He actually had 8 tackles and 1 QB hit against the Commanders this week with a PFF grade of 74.2. So that boy is maintaining his consistency. Actually, he was ranked 3rd amongst all defenders against the run. And before all the Monday night games, but the bulk of the games came during the day, so that's what matters. Aiden Hutchinson had his best game of his Button career, 6 tackles, 3 sacks, all in the first half, and 2 tackles for loss. So I know we're all excited to continue to watch him grow. But one thing I think that should be mentioned, man, Will Harris' performance this week. He had a rough go last week against the Eagles.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Is our second best defender this week.
Whoa.
7th among corners in week 2.
What was his PF?
So Will Harris had a short memory of last week, and he showed up this week. Kaminsky actually had 7 pressures and a sack in 31 snaps. He actually graded out at 78.9. Chris Board only gave up 2 catches for 18 yards, and he graded out as our top defender in limited snaps. So it was like 16 snaps. But now we're going to kick it to our offensive side. On the offensive side, Amon Ra. Absolutely good, man. Absolutely.
I got my fantasy team looking good.
Mine too, brother. Mine too.
That's
damn good.
He had 9 catches for 116 yards. He actually led the team in rushing, 68 yards.
Oh, he busted a 50-yarder.
Yeah. So this actually resulted in a PFF grade of 87. But another thing that's worth noting, he tied the record with Antonio Brown for the most consecutive games of 8 catches or more. That's 8 games.
Okay, now.
The team record with our legendary Calvin Johnson, man, by getting a touchdown in 6 straight games. So we'll be looking forward to him breaking both records next week against the Vikings. And then we got our boy Taylor Decker. Held down that offensive line this week, man. Despite all the injuries and everything, he ranked 3rd amongst tackles this week with a PFF 81.8.
Nice. Okay, TD.
Yeah, he was pushing them back. Them back.
And his run blocking was ranked 6th, and his pass protection was 3rd amongst all tackles. So he really set the tone this week for the Lions offensive line that was banged up. But then we got to look at the flip side, man. TJ Hawkinson.
Oh, my God.
The truth. TJ, the true Hawkinson.
He continues to struggle, brothers. He had a PFF grade of 50.1. He had 2 drops. And he was only able to bring in 3 of his 7 targets. Now, they did say he took a bad hit earlier in the games, and that might have actually shook him up a bit. But he did have a big catch at the end of the game as well that kind of kept our drive going. So hopefully he and Goff can get on the same page next week. But I want to kick it to my boy Elijah for the Customer Service Award. So, Elijah, take it to you.
Well, thank you very much. And you know, we do want to get into the Community Service Award here in just a second, but I want to remind you, if you have yet to leave a comment, you better start leaving some comments. You are in a war. By the way, you've got 24 hours to leave as many comments as you can on this video. Every single comment is an entry into the drawing for the Detroit Lions checkers board. Bobby, while I'm doing the community service, can you grab that checkers board for me? All right. So
yes, sir.
I'm done with this. As soon as I'm done with this, we'll show it off. Okay, as soon as I'm done with this, we're going to show it off. But I wanted to give out a community service award so that we can further humanize our players, because I feel like people forget that, you know, these are human beings out there playing for our Detroit Lions, and they're out there to not just, you know, have a great career, but also to make the lives better of other human beings. So we wanted to highlight that. And Aiden Hutchinson, you know, he had a great game. He had 3 sacks, but he was out there with a little extra motivation on Sunday. I'm going to read to you what ESPN had to say about this. According to Aiden Hutchinson, this was the quote: "This game is dedicated to Hudson, who is a kid who just got diagnosed with leukemia," Hutchinson said after the game. "He's a big Lions fan. He's from my area. I sent him a video before the game. He was cheering me on. I'm just happy to have good games to spread causes to kids like that, just to raise a lot of awareness for things like that." And it goes beyond just what Aiden did, which I think is awesome, taking his time out of his day to show some love to somebody who obviously wants to see him be successful. But not only did Aiden do that, Aiden's mom and this kid's mom actually got together, and they've created a Facebook page, and they've started raising money for this kid and his treatments. So I just think that's awesome as a rookie coming in and trying to make your mark on the community. And we're going to be covering more community service-oriented Detroit Lions players in the future, but we wanted to start it off with Aiden Hutchinson, who not just on the football field is proven to be a great Detroit Lion, but also in the community, and that's a big part. So Community Service Award this week, we got to give it
definitely a good kid. Definitely a good kid.
Got to give it to Aiden Hutchinson. So real quick, I'm going to pin Bobby here so he can show you that checkers board. And there we go. You can see it there. Doing his best Wheel of Fortune, showing it off there for you.
Look, they look happy. That could be you and your son. being happy, saying "Go Lions."
Matter of fact, I'm about to go start commenting myself. I want it.
and the only rules that we have for you, okay? The only rules that we have for you, if you won last week, you can't win this week, okay?
Right.
If you won last week, you got to let somebody else have a shot at it. Don't let Reggie win this thing. I like Reggie and everything, but don't let him be the one that ends up winning it, okay? Now, we do have just about 19 minutes left in this show, so go comment right now. Remember, you got to be liked, you got to like the video, and you got to subscribe to the channel as well. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to go ahead with our fan favorites here. Our fan favorites. It's going to be a little quicker, guys. So we're going to start off our fan favorites here with Nate. Nate, who do you got offense, defense, and special teams that impressed you this week?
Man, we got the Sun God, Amon-Ra, offense, defense. You got that young Wildcat. Actually, it's a duo for my defense. It's Starsky and Hutch and Rodrigo. And on the special teams, of course, that guy Juju Hughes, 2 weeks in a row. Juju Hughes doing his thing. Go ahead, Bobby.
Oh yeah. For offense, guys, I got a guy that's probably obvious, but it's DeAndre Swift. If you guys remember that some last in the assignment through the summer, Coach Deuce Staley was asking him he needs to start playing through his injuries. It's the difference between being injured and actually hurt. I think DeAndre Swift was hurt. You could obviously see it, but that boy was still balling. They ain't holding back. And on defense, I got a guy. He didn't make a lot of noise. He wasn't somebody you're rooting for. But with I know some people, they just so crazy and off the chain. No news is good news. And the no news is good news I got for is Jeff Okudah, man. I ain't throw nothing at that TV yesterday on Sunday about that boy. So I'm gonna give him a shout out because obviously, with corners, they try you. The less they try you, the better you done did. So he was in the spot. He was doing a couple things that he needed to do. I think he's actually healing well from his Achilles surgery. I think he good. If he could have put a couple of those together, we can call that consistency. And I got a special team award. I got a special team guy. Look, the whole unit. When my guy Khalif Raymond got that kickoff, my guy Jonathan Vilma, he freezed it up and he showed everyone had a man. You know what I mean? Everybody got a block. And I'm telling you, man, this is a real team we got, man. It's just the little stuff like that. Yeah, that special team unit is they starting to get some shine too. Because like Nate said, they hitting, they blocking, they putting us in good spots, man. I'm really happy with this whole team around, man. I'm scared, lightweight. You know what I mean, man? Where's the other shoe gonna drop? God damn it! Please don't drop shoe. But make a long story short, guys, I'm just happy we got guys that look like they actually getting better. Unfortunately, we got TJ Hawkinson getting worse, but I think he gonna get it together. Guys around are gonna push him the right way. Hey, my man, Reg Funch, what you think, man? I know you got a couple good three.
Look, I'm about to tell you right now. I'm about to put it down for my big fellas in the trenches.
Yeah, okay.
That's where you win football games at. So number one got to be my boy Taylor Decker. Did a phenomenal job, held down that offensive line, made sure that they protected Goff, even though Goff is hit and miss. I know how that goes, but he held it down. He made sure he set the tone for that offensive line. So he's always going to have my respect for the way he played this week. And then my boy Kaminsky, man, 7 pressures and a sack and only 31 snaps. He doing
it's coming,
man. That's the big thing, coming. Man. Like,
it's coming.
Everybody wants that guy that can get you 20 sacks a game, but sometimes you just need to put pressures down. And that's what he's doing. He's putting pressure on the QB, and that's always going to lead to making plays on the defense. And then I gotta say, my boy Chris Board, man.
Yeah, I seen him.
He's a special teams player, but in his limited snaps, he's still rated out as our best defender this week. So you got to give him a shout out as far as our special teams.
Absolutely.
Elijah, how you feel about this week?
Good stuff, Red.
So here we go. Okay. So a few weeks ago, I said DJ Shark, and ever since I said that, he's been having a horrible game. And Bobby made sure to let me know about that last night in our planning session. So I'm gonna take that one. That one's my fault. Okay. So we're gonna try reverse psychology here a little bit. Reverse psychology for my offensive standout. And I know we're gonna be hearing some extra voices here, even though I'm the only one on the screen right now. So get ready, because Bobby's about to let out a pain scream. I'm going to put for my offensive player, TJ Hawkinson. Bobby is speechless, okay? But here's why I'm saying this, okay? Let me have
It better be good. It better be good. It better be good.
Here's why I'm saying this. TJ Hawkinson, okay? He had a lot of drops in that game. There's no denying that. I'm not trying to get around that, okay? But you know what he didn't do? He didn't sulk. He got back in there, and when he needed to catch that ball in the moment we needed him the most, he was there, he caught that ball and did something with it. And here's the thing, with players like TJ Hawkinson, people always want to focus on the drops. And I get it, because if he catches all those passes, we're talking about him having probably a 100-yard game. But you also have to look at how many times does he come through in the clutch for your team? And that's something that I think we can't just discredit that. Also on offense, I'm going to give it up for Jared Goff. Now, I have been an extreme critic of Jared Goff, but he has quietly put together a very good opening season so far. Now, against the Eagles, he didn't show up to the second half. That's the truth on that one. But against Washington, he threw 4 touchdowns and not a single.
He was there.
And
he was there.
Nobody's talking about that. Everybody's talking about who we should have drafted or who we're going to draft next year. It's like, wait a minute now. You might not have Patrick Mahomes, but I dare say you might not need Patrick Mahomes with all the other star players we have. What you need is somebody who's not going to throw the ball to the other team in the worst possible moments. And Jared Goff proved he could do that for this past week. Let's see what he does moving forward. But for this past week, my 2 offensive guys, TJ Hawkinson, because he showed up when you needed him the most. And
God bless your heart.
I would also encourage you, okay? I would also encourage you, and I can't do it right now, but I would encourage you to go through and take a look at all his drop passes. Take a look at where the ball was placed on all of those drop passes. Because I bet you those were not easy catches that he was trying to make. Just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there. I know he's a big guy, and we expect big guys to catch everything within a country mile radius.
Listen,
but look and see. If he's got to go top ladder every single time to catch a pass, that's not what you want, okay? Especially with defenders knowing, okay, we got to take him out of the knees because he's so dang tall. Just saying. But for me, offensively, again, Jared Goff and TJ Hawkinson are the guys that I wanted to highlight this week.
I love the Goff because his only interception tip ball too. People don't fail to realize that too. The ball was tipped on his only interception.
On defense, I'm going to give it up for Jeff Okudah. He is another player who a lot of people have said a lot of things about him over the few years that he's been with the Lions.
He held it down.
About how he's never lived up to the potential. And I know he doesn't have any interceptions yet this season, but man, he ain't letting anybody catch passes on him either. So that's something that we need to consider. On top of that, coming back from an Achilles injury, as any player, but especially someone where you're constantly going up against speed, that's a tough thing to do. That's a tough assignment to have. And he's showing up. He's doing what he needs to do. The only thing that concerns me, though, is 2 games. And in both games, he's had to leave the game with cramps on that leg where he had the Achilles injury. That scares me. I'm scared for him, but I hope that all works out. We'll see. And then special teams, I got to give it up for Cyber, our kicker. I had to add him as my fantasy kicker. I had to add him as my fantasy kicker, but I'm generally not concerned when we're going for a PAT or a field goal. And that's a nice feeling to have. We do have to move over here because for every good thing, there's always one bad thing. And when bad things tend to happen for one particular person, we like to call them on this show. And I got to give a good one here. Stupid boy. Okay. 1 minute here, Nate. Stupid boy award goes to.
Man, our stupid boy award is not one of on our side of the ball. It goes to that so-called guy, that riverboat Ron Rivera, and that stupid 2-point conversion. You stupid boy. Only thing you did was give us the momentum, took our energy back, and then guess what? You were down 9 and you couldn't hit
You could do shit.
So
He's fucked up.
does not go to a Lion. I'm so glad to give it to an opposing team guy, and we giving it to their head coach, Riverboat Ron Rivera.
Yeah, apparently the riverboat sank this week. I had to throw that in there somewhere. So hey,
yeah, it's checkers, not chess. It's checkers, not chess.
So don't forget, folks. Don't forget. Make sure you're commenting, and if you've already commented, comment again. Okay. Remember, every single time you comment, you have one entry towards winning that Detroit Lions checkers. We're giving it away to somebody. Why not make that person you? Okay. So hey, here's the deal. We got 8 minutes left here. We're gonna preview.
Man, the time be going fast, man.
It certainly is. So Nate, give me about 30 seconds here. Your preview for next game.
My preview. Well, only thing I'm really concerned about next week, of course, is going to be Justin Jefferson and Daniil Hunter. So we definitely going to need this offensive line to really be there, because Daniil Hunter, even though he's had inconsistency with being hurt, he's still one of the best rush ends in the league. Daniil Hunter, Dexter Lawrence, Myles Garrett, and them Bosa boys. So need that offensive line. And if we can do that, we can beat Minnesota. And we can beat 2-1. And them ones in that division completely. Go ahead.
Yeah, my man. What I'm looking for in this game is more than hoping Kirk Cousins go full Cousins again. More so like, I need that pass rush to come back. I need that to stay around. I liked that, man. You feel me? I need more than one hit. You feel me? I need that recop. And another thing, I want to see how we gonna defend Justin Jefferson. We know this is a bad motherfucker. We know Aaron Glenn used to be a bad motherfucker. Stop a bad motherfucker then. You feel me? God damn. I want to see that, and I hopefully that's why my guy Okorie, I hope I ain't fuck his name up too bad. I hope, Okorie, whatever his name is, my dude, 24. I hope that's why he sat out last week before he can be ready for this week. I don't know how that's gonna go, and I want to see. This is the first real running back where, like, you know, Dalvin Cook is real good. We got DeAndre Swift. I wanted that old school Barry Sanders versus Bo Jackson. I want DeAndre Swift to show I'm the best running back in this motherfucker today and be it. So that I'm looking for. And as usual, guys, that same old victory formation. If I can get another one of them, that'd be nice too. But Reggie, I know you're new to the podcast, man. I gotta hear what you looking for, how you cook your steak. So,
man, I'm looking at 2 things for next week, and it's focusing on Cousins, and it's focusing on Cook, them C-boys. They if we can control them, if we can get to the quarterback, knock him down a couple times, get him frazzled, just like he did on Monday, we can see a couple of picks thrown.
Oh yeah.
But controlling the run. We've been controlling the run this week. We didn't do too well against the Eagles. So we want to see more of the same from this week. Making sure that they control the run, make sure that Cook doesn't get off, and you know how he can. Another guy, if you hit him a couple of times, you might put him out. We'd be looking at Madison for the rest of the game. So I'm really looking to see how they control that on the offensive side. And once again, it's going to start where? I just said it all.
Them trenches.
Start in the trenches.
Them trenches.
Controls the trenches is going to win this game. So I'm looking forward to seeing how we really want to show that we're the guys in this division now. Like that's what we want to show and prove. Minnesota, they trying to do more of the old stuff. No, we trying to show them more of the new stuff that's going on. That's over here in the Lions.
So,
hey, and they can do it. They can do it. It's another quarterback we can get to. So I'm looking forward to. What about you, Elijah?
So for me, you know, I have to say that when it comes to Kirk Cousins, I have always looked at him as the Jeff Fisher of quarterbacks, because one thing that they used to say about Jeff Fisher was if there was 16 games, he's going 8-8. He's going 8-8. 8-8's great. Kirk Cousins, for whatever reason, Minnesota, I'm starting to think maybe he's got some photos of the owner and horrible positions, because I don't know why they keep paying this man to be their quarterback. But anyway, I want to see, does he turn into the midday hero? Here's what I mean by that. Anytime those lights are on, national television's involved.
He suck on national TV.
He disappears. He disappears. But this game is not going to be on national television. This is going to be one of those games that unless you have Sunday ticket or an illegal way to watch it, you are not going to be able to watch it. Okay. So will he turn into midday hero once again because the pressure's off? That's what you got to be concerned about. On the 4-2-5 defense, one of the things me and Nate said, and I think a lot of people noticed this week, when that defense gets home, it is a beautiful thing. When the pressure can't get there, the linebackers get stressed out, your weak side safety gets out of position, and then you're in trouble, okay? I want to see the Lions come out and pounce, play on words there, pounce on the Vikings early like we did the Commanders last week. Don't give them a chance to breathe. Come out and hit them early, hit them often, get yourself a lead, and then once you get that lead, don't just play to keep the lead, play to win the game. Be aggressive. Fire that ball
down. On the throat. Foot on the throat.
That's what I'm saying, because I felt like in the opening of that second half, if there's one criticism I have, the opening of the second half, I thought they played it way too safe. And I was waiting for the Lions to come out and say, hey, we got these guys on the ropes. Finish them off. Don't let them back in this thing. And so that's something that I want to see the Lions do. I want to see them pounce on the Vikings early. I want them to keep in mind that Kirk Cousins is somebody who tends to play better when nobody's watching him. So take a look at the situation, go after him. He's not a mobile quarterback. Go after him and see what we can do. And I just hope that Aiden Hutchinson is not hurt. I know he looked pretty gimpy there at the end of this last game. I hope he's not hurt.
Not a cramp. He had a Charlie horse.
So I hope that's what it is. I hope that's what it is. We'll see. We'll see. But again, for me, on defense, go after them. On offense, be aggressive. Let's get DJ Shark going again so that Bobby's not mad at me next week. Okay, that's my one.
You did that.
I did.
You did that.
It's all my fault, folks.
Yeah, I said he was never on my radar until you said that. And I was mad.
And for TJ Hawkinson, let's make Bobby a believer this week, okay? TJ, let's make Bobby a believer. Don't just show up when we need you the most. Show up when it's convenient as well, okay? Or when it's inconvenient, I should say. Go up and get them high balls. Go up and get them ground balls. And make Jared Goff look even better than he did last week. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. What Elijah said. Yeah, do that.
We got a minute and 17 seconds left here, so I'm going to close out the show by saying this. If you have not already commented today, make sure you are commenting right now. Comment early, comment often, comment again once you've done all that. Because you have to be liked. You have to like this video. You have to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you got to comment as many times as you can if you want to win that checkerboard that Bobby's holding up right there. Again, we're going to take a look here in 24 hours, and we're going to, put all the names inside of a little bucket. Nate's going to, look at them. He's going to pull one out. So if you want the best chance to win, you better have a bunch of comments in that bucket for Nate to be able to pull out. So best of luck to you.
Funchess.
That's going to do it. That's going to do it here for us here on the On the Hump podcast. Thank you, everybody. Nate, real quick.
Okay, don't forget, you guys have to be members of the Facebook group in order to see the winner. You have to be a part of the Real True Lions Fan Facebook group. Again, Real True Detroit Lions Fan group. That's the only way you will know if you have been selected as the winner. So it's very easy to find. It's not hidden. Type it in. Hey, and there you go. Your goal.